Very good morning to all. Myself, Mujibur Rahman, Assistant Professor, Department of Automobile Engineering, Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology, Coimbatore. Today, we are going to see the introduction and fuel properties in the subject called Automotive Fuels and Lubricants. Before going to study about the properties of fuels, we need to study or we have to know about what do you mean by combustion. Combustion is nothing but is the process of burning the fuel in presence of oxygen. Here you can see there are three parameters which are given here. Number one, oxygen. Number two, a heat source, and number three, fuel. Only if these three parameters are obtained in a proper ratio, then the combustion process will be happening in a proper way, or else if the proportion is not optimum, it will lead to abnormal combustion, so that we may not obtain the required output. So here it is very important to study about the fuels, since in automobile engineering we are using the internal combustion engine. This combustion process is very important, so we are going to see about the fuel properties. Right, now let us see about fuel. A fuel is a material used to produce heat or power by burning, or else you can call it as a substance that is used to provide heat or power, usually by being burnt, such as wood, coal, oil, petrol, and gases or different kind of fuels. Next, let us see about different kind of fuels. In general, we are having three type of fuels in terms of physical parameter. Number one, liquid fuel. Number two, gaseous fuel. And number three, solid fuel. So petrol, diesel, kerosene comes under the category of liquid fuel. LPG, methane comes under the category of gaseous fuel. Then coal and wood comes under the category of solid fuel. Let us know about the different properties of fuel. Only if we know the properties of fuel, we can use that particular fuel in our engine. Let us see one by one. Number one, auto ignition temperature. This is one of the most important properties to be termed as a fuel. The auto ignition temperature is termed as the spontaneous temperature at which a substance will produce a hot flame without an external ignition source. Number two, boiling temperature. The temperature at which a liquid boils and turns into vapor. This property is very important to categorize the fuel. If the fuel has lower boiling point, the fuel will be boiled, then it will be converted into vapor very easily. Here, that kind of fuel may not be used as a fuel because vapor lock may happen inside the combustion chamber. Then number three, cetane number. A measure of ignition value of a diesel fuel that represents the percentage by volume of cetane in a mixture of liquid methyl naphthalene that gives the same ignition lag as the oil being tested. Number four, octane number. An octane rating or octane number is a standard measure of a fuel's ability to withstand compression in an internal combustion engine without detonating. So in general, the cetane number designates or defines the property of a diesel, and octane number designates the property of a petrol. Next property, flame spread rate. It defined as the rate of flame propagation. It means how far the flame is propagated inside the combustion chamber. Our main objective in combustion chamber is to transmit or transfer the heat throughout the combustion chamber. Only if the fuel having the property of spreading the flame throughout the combustion chamber, the overall energy will be transmitted so that maximum output can be obtained. Then the sixth point or sixth property, flame visibility. It is nothing but it is a degree to which combustion of a substance under various conditions can be seen. Next, flash point. Flash point is termed as one of the most important property to be considered while testing a fuel. Flash point is the minimum temperature at which a liquid gives off vapor within a test vessel in sufficient concentration to form an ignitable mixture with the air near the surface of liquid. Next property, fire point. It is the higher temperature at which the vapor will continue to burn after being ignited. Generally, the fire point is 10 degree to 21 degrees Celsius higher than flash point, and it is the indicator of fire hazard. The lower the flash point, the greater is the fire hazard. In general, the flash point should be high enough to avoid producing flammable vapor. Next property, pour point. It is the temperature at which the fuel becomes insoluble to prevent flow under specified condition, such as in cold weather condition. This becomes very important parameter as wax crystals starts forming even when the temperature is slightly over the pour point. A higher pour point implies that in cold weather the fuel will not flow easily through the filters and fuel system, and also the automation or spray characteristics are affected. And next point, heat value or calorific value. This property is the ultimate objective of a fuel, like it is the indicative of heat energy being produced by the fuel when it is burned inside the cylinder or combustion chamber of an engine. It is expressed in joule per kg or kilojoule per kg of fuel and is measured in the device which is known as calorimeter. The impurities in the fuel leads to decrease in its heat value. These are all the different and important properties of fuel which should be used in an automobile IC engine. Thank you.